You always do anyway,
Hey,
so it
guys.
doesn't matter.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight? I'm back. Lenny, you had a fun time with Amanda last night. I'm sorry you guys got the bearded man back, but it's good to be back in the seat. Lenny, appreciate you guys taking care. He's touching the microphone again, Mike.
Of course I am. I'll get this thing. Look, I got this part of it done. I'll get this part fixed.
Yeah, he's touching the microphone again. I don't want to tell on him. He's on my side of the table.
I know.
I can meet you too. Right.
So,
Dad.
yeah, he's on my side. He's on my side. All right. So I was traveling as I was watching the show last night, and I was giving you guys a hard time the entire time.
Right. Did either of you look up the word hectoring?
Yes.
Thank you.
We were Waldorf and
Statler.
Statler. I always forget Statler's name. Yeah. So Waldorf and Statler and you guys last night from the road. I think we were in Georgia most of the time, and we got into Florida during the show. All right. And one thing, where are we at right now? We're in the
Bozard Ford Studio.
That is right, and I'm talking about Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been a recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
All right. Do you, honestly, do you think Lenny deserves to be on camera after touching the microphone?
Lenny deserves because he pinch hit last night. He rusty stopped it last night, and the greatest pinch hitter of all time.
And a restaurateur, no less.
And a restaurateur just like you.
Thank you. Yes.
You and Rusty Staub. When I look at you, I think of Rusty Staub.
And I will have to dye my hair orange for Halloween.
Yes, and you know what
Carry a bottle of
record?
wine.
You know what record he has that probably will never be broken?
I did at one point in time because I think we actually spoke about this. I give up.
He has 500 hits with 4 different teams.
I know it was many teams. Okay.
Yeah. So, and no one else in the league's ever done that.
500 hits with 4 different teams.
Yep.
Okay.
So, who you got over there? Brightway?
Since 2008, the Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, has been guiding St. Augustine through hurricanes, floods, fires, and more. Led by longtime local Ashley Casey, this is insurance done the brighter way. No confusing jargon, no one-size-fits-all policies, just clear guidance, multiple quotes, and customized coverage that protects what matters most. With deep roots in the country and the community and decades of experience, Ashley and his team make insurance simple, affordable, and personal. Visit them on the island at 108 Seagrove Main Street or call 904-217-7547. Brightway, the brighter way to do insurance.
All right. One of my favorite people in the entire world. We're talking about Cindy Stavely with the Pirate and Treasure Museum here in St. Augustine. Set sail for an adventure at the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, home to the world's largest and most authentic collection of pirate artifacts. Explore over 800 relics across 40 immersive exhibits, including Thomas Tew's original pirate chest, Blackbeard's blunderbuss, and gold from the Queen Anne's Revenge. You'll even see one of 3 authentic Jolly Roger flags left in the world. Curated by Pat Croce and the Croce family, it's a journey through real pirate history right here in downtown St. Augustine, located at 12 South Castillo Drive. Come experience the golden age of piracy.
Give me all your doubloons.
What?
Give me all your doubloons.
I don't know what doubloons are.
You don't know what doubloons are?
What are doubloons?
Oh, we have to take you back to the Pirate Museum.
What's a doubloon? Blake, do you know what a doubloon is?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not the only one.
It's a coin.
A doubloon is a coin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't they have doubloons all over the Pirate Museum?
I don't
Probably.
doubloon. I don't
Yeah.
know.
When you complete the scavenger hunt, they give you a little doubloon.
Oh, is that what it's called?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to argue
Wouldn't
with
be the first time I made up a word, but I don't think I'm doing that this time.
You said it with such confidence. I believe you.
Haven't you learned that I say everything with such confidence?
Yeah.
However, experience the art of Italian dining at Saint, nestled in the heart of historic St. Augustine. From handmade pastas to rich risottos and indulgent tiramisu, every dish blends authentic Italian flavor with modern elegance. Sip a craft cocktail, savor seasonal ingredients, and enjoy breathtaking views from their second-floor balcony or rooftop patio, where you can take in the bayfront and even spot the lighthouse on a clear day. At Saint, every meal is a celebration. Join us there and elevate your dining experience.
All right. I'm joking with the guys that were on the morning show. I said it was going to rain right at the start of Bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Tim Deegan retired. It was because he couldn't stand the competition. All right. You know what? That's not all our amazing sponsors. We have several other amazing sponsors like Solar Stick, Abear Kresge and Associates, Powell Heating and Air, Meehan's, A.D. Davis Construction, Land Title of America. Catch their Wednesday show. They are going to have a show this Wednesday. We just confirmed that. St. Augustine Distillery, Kaiser's, Market and Deli, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, Mr. Electric. That is a great list right there. I'm going to take these from you. Give you room to write more notes. Now, Lenny.
All right, hold on one second, real quick. These are gold doubloons.
Thank you.
Gold doubloons.
Yes, they are.
So that is what they give you at the end.
Well, definitely probably fake ones.
Oh yeah, no. I'm pretty sure they're not all gold. So, like not solid gold.
But that's what treasure hunters are looking for around all those Spanish wrecks.
The blooms, because there was a huge Spanish off the coast of Florida that they talked about. One of them was like really ridiculous. Yeah. So I'd be doubloon happy if I found one. Oh man, I tell you what, interesting weekend we had. Yeah. So as a baseball guy, did you stay up and watch the first pitch?
I watched until they called the game.
Yeah. So you watched the first inning, and then did you watch the second?
Yes.
Second day.
Yeah.
So
I was doing so well until Austin Riley hurt himself.
We actually were in pretty good seats the first night, and we got to participate in the little flag thing. I don't know if they showed it on air or not. I don't know how it looked because it was hard to tell.
It was good. It was a whole section of red and blue.
Yeah. So we and then you had to turn it around, and then there was another section of the stunt. We were participating in that, which was kind of cool, but we couldn't tell what it looked like.
Except Aiden.
Aiden was watching the flyover, which is fine because actually he needs to send us that video.
And so were a lot of the ball players who were lined up for the introductions and the anthem.
They were watching.
They were watching it because the coverage of the ball players was really pretty good, and a couple of them were really impressed by that, and they was excited to see that.
Oh yeah.
All right, hold on one second. I just realized something. Dad, look at Lenny's. Look at where Lenny's microphone's at right now.
It's in his armpit.
Can you not hear me?
That's actually where he talks from. So
it's usually out of my ass. So be careful here.
Lenny, he's too far from. I wore deodorant, Lenny.
All right.
Now bring that with you. I wore deodorant. Be careful. He just shimmed it.
I'm shimmed it. I shimmed it.
See, that's perfect. Look right there. He's got it.
Oh, hey.
That's perfect.
Boy,
right
I'm
there.
on center screen.
Yes.
Take a picture now, dear, because it ain't gonna happen again with the producer.
Producer.
He sucks up to his landlord.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, keep a roof over his head. It's wet out there.
I've kept him alive for 24 years.
Good.
So it was an interesting trip. Mm-hmm. That's the best word to describe it.
Okay. Eventful.
The beauty of it is, I'm a guy who loves to tell stories, and as I'm participating in the chaos, I'm actually enjoying the chaos. All right. I'm a Gen Xer. I enjoy the chaos. I realize that there's a huge difference between Gen Z and Gen X when shit goes wrong.
Yes.
Gen Z, they Chicken Little it. Gen X is like, bring it on, baby. That's all you got, and that's kind of told the story of the weekend.
No, chaos is a way of life for a lot of people, myself included. I would presume you as well.
I thrive in the chaos, and that's what my job is. My job is to, when people get in trouble, they call me. I can show up. I mean, I'm the what was Keitel's character in Pulp Fiction.
Mr. Somebody.
Was he the fixer?
He was the cleaner.
The cleaner.
He was the cleaner.
They call me the cleaner.
You're a fixer more than a cleaner.
Yeah, they call me the cleaner at the office.
Okay. So you hide the bodies.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know where they're at. Everyone else has plausible deniability.
That's a good thing.
But it was an interesting weekend. Then the RV broke down. We got to go back up there this weekend. So we got another family weekend of chaos. We will totally be Griswolling it again.
Taking everybody with you? Well, now you need two cars.
Well, yeah, we need two cars. So Blake is going to be, we're going to jam in the Atlas on the way up.
Okay.
And then probably Blake and Ty will be in the Atlas behind us.
Nice.
as a trail vehicle, and Maeve and Rebecca will be in the RV with me on the way back. We probably will stop at a hotel instead of a campground, but we might
Okay.
we might find a KOA or something like that too.
Great. Blake, bring a toolkit and jumper cables. Just saying.
We have both of those.
Okay.
We have both of those, but the problem was it was a fuel filter, and we were on I-26 in the middle of nowhere. I didn't have a tool to change out. I'm pretty sure it was a fuel filter is what the reaction, because it acted like it ran out of gas. And we had a quarter of a tank, and we were 8 miles from where we were getting gas, Blake?
I believe it was more like 10 miles away from where we were going. So, but
Yeah, so
it was-
we had our plan where we were stopping at a Pilot, one of those big truck stops
Yeah, sure.
or whatever, and we had the plan, cruising along, and I jinxed this. I'm not gonna lie. Blake's like, "Oh, we're 4 minutes ahead of schedule." I was like, "Yeah, we're making really good time."
Crunch. Well, have you identified what the problem was now?
We don't know.
We think it's I think it's the fuel filters
That's what
clogged.
I heard you were saying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think it was the fuel filter that was clogged. It was something fuel related, either a bad gas or a bad gas line or fuel. More than likely, I would start with the fuel filter first, and then go from there.
So that's,
because it cranked right back up like several times.
Okay.
I was able to hobble it along the way. Did you hear the story of the carbon dioxide alarm?
I did. I heard
Yeah.
Blake went flying out into traffic and lost a shoe.
One shoe flying.
we were on the side of the road, Lenny. We were
Yeah.
on the side of the road.
We were on the shoulder.
Embellishment makes a better story, Blake.
We were on the shoulder, but shoes were flying.
Blues were flying.
He looked like Aunt Bunny from the Eddie Murphy. You remember Aunt Bunny? When she's like, "Goony Goo Goo, Gus." But he looked like Aunt Bunny coming out of the RV. So it was very stressful, because that alarm, like you're like, whew, I got it to the side, and then that alarm goes off. And I was like, oh crap, is it on fire? Is instantly what you're thinking. And I'm pretty sure that's where Blake's brain was at. It's like, I'm not burning up in here.
Right.
So, but we have determined that Blake is not allowed to be the guy in the emergency row of an airplane.
Even though I've sat in it multiple times.
You have, but
I have already sat in it multiple times.
I've never put it under a stress test.
Right.
Now I know.
Right.
So now I could be liable if I allow him to sit there again.
It's true.
So I just,
On the other hand, you know damn well he's going to open the window and be the first person out, so it may not be a bad idea to have him there.
I don't know. He smashed into that door pretty hard.
Hey, but at least
His body got ahead of the door.
At least I'll be able to.
His body got ahead of the door. I'm not lying. There was an additional thud that happened when this. I think he was trying to put it. Were you trying to put your shoes on, and they came off, or did they come off in the crash?
I think I tried to get one of my shoes on like mid run.
Yeah.
Run out.
I think you were trying to get it on, and then like you went down the steps, and the door hit. And,
Wait on a second, Kenny. You just said you died from carbon monoxide. Then, geez.
he's back to.
Wait,
Wow.
hold on. This isn't heaven, right?
Yeah, I think he came back to life.
Okay.
The resurrection of Kenny.
He's thanking
So-
the paramedic that saved his life.
Yeah.
All right.
So, no, I can tell you, we were getting out quick. But Blake, if there was a grandma in front of him, she would have been squished. So, all right, we got a good show here. I got some good stuff. I think you got some good stuff.
I got the world is shaking.
All right, I got Whiskey Wars. You have
The Ring of Fire, and
Ring
we're not
of-
talking Johnny Cash.
Ring of Fire, and I have the Lincoln Memorial. All right.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So, Blake, which one you want to go with first?
Let's go with. Oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna go with the Whiskey War.
Whiskey Wars. Do you know anything about the Whiskey War?
Whiskey Rebellion?
Nope.
Then lead on.
All right. It was a vicious war between Denmark and Canada. And it lasted from 1973 to 2022.
So Joe Kennedy was already dead. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So do you know does that help you at all? The Whiskey War.
No.
All right. There's a small island called Hans Island that sits between Canada and Greenland.
Okay.
All right? Little tiny island, not inhabited by anything except a flag.
Okay. Planted that sucker for
So
territorial claiming.
for, what is that, 40 years? 39 years? Actually, it's more than that, isn't it? That's close to 50 years. It's 49 years.
Okay.
All right. They would go back and forth, and they would plant their flag in the middle of the island and leave Canadian whiskey, or Denmark would leave a whiskey from their country, and they would throw the other flag away and put their flag there. And it went on for 49 years, the Whiskey War. And I can tell you,
Whiskey get drank?
I'm assuming the people that planted the flag were looking forward to whatever whiskey was left behind.
I would think. I'm wondering what kind of whiskey Denmark provided.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Could have been aquavit.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they provided. So, I mean, and I don't know if it was home to Denmark, what whiskey they provided. Okay. But it was traditional. When you replaced your flag with the other one, you had to leave a bottle of whiskey with it.
That's fair. You know, something to sip when you're crying over spilled flags.
Like, and I forgot to even find out who actually owns it, because it says the war ended in 22. I found it so interesting, but I didn't read who actually owns it now. And it's called Hans Island. I think it is Denmark that has it now, but I could be wrong.
Okay, until the flag changes and the bottle of whiskey changes.
Well, I mean, they said the war ended on June 14th of 22.
Okay.
So I had never heard about this war until I was reading today. I was like looking for interesting wars, and this one really popped up. This is what I do when I'm bored.
Interesting wars. Okay, we need to have an intervention at some point in time.
But I mean, I found this. I found this little gem.
Does that count as a war?
No, but it's interesting.
I know, it's very interesting. Absolutely.
It was a land dispute, and there's land disputes all the time over.
That's fine. Yeah.
And the other one that was real interesting is how Canada carved out that little section that comes into Alaska, and it has to do with being 50 miles of a mountain range from the water is how that line is set. The peak of that mountain range sets Canada's, and that went back and forth with Russia and Canada and the UK and the United States at times, and that was real interesting how that came to be too, because all the other lines of Canada is on that parallel, so it's fairly flat across on the parallel. And the other thing that I found very interesting is when we look at Colorado on a map, it looks like a rectangle, perfectly rectangle.
Right.
All right, but the longitude lines are actually curved. All right, so instead of going along with the curve of it, it actually has little jagged points up each side of Colorado. It's not a straight line.
Okay.
So there's like instead of doing like I'm gonna draw it in the air. Instead of doing it like this, it goes all the way up. If you zoom in really close on the actual on the actual properties, but it follows, the curvature of the latitude lines.
Right. Well, that's why the Mercator projection and the real world are two wacky different things.
Yeah, the longitude lines are fairly straight across, but the latitude lines they bow out.
And just boundaries are just arbitrary.
Yeah.
So whoever's got the most power wins.
I tell you this, I remember as a kid, I was like 4 or 5 years old, because on the map that I had, Florida was always green.
Okay. And
Georgia was always a bluish color on the map. And I thought when I went into Georgia, it was going to be blue.
I thought you were going to get wet.
No, that happened this year. But I mean, I really thought that was what happened.
Yeah, I have an atlas from, I think it's the late 40s. And it's amazing how few countries there are in that atlas now.
All right, so you were looking for like an actual like resolution to this, like what was the result of what happened?
Who owns Hans Island now?
So right now
Mr.
it's
Solo.
So right now it's officially Canada
Canada's the
that officially owns it. So basically, so what they say is like
They had the better whiskey.
That's for sure.
Can you guys let me talk before you go on?
No, we cannot. Okay, now you can go.
Fair enough. All right. So basically, so what says is basically so the land officially is so this allows Canada to have like a second border between another country, which is Denmark. So because in the past Canada's only border was with the United States, Denmark's only border was with Germany. So now Denmark officially has a border with Canada, and Canada now has a border with Denmark.
All right.
All right.
So
There we go.
that's it right there.
Well, hang on one second. Doesn't Denmark own Greenland?
Yes.
Yes.
Doesn't Greenland border on anything, or is because it's an island it doesn't count? Because
Yeah.
Han Island is an island, so wouldn't Greenland border Canada to begin with?
Yeah, it's Greenland that actually borders Canada,
Yeah.
not Denmark.
Yeah.
But it's a
But it's a
territory of.
territory
But it's a
of.
possession
Territory,
of.
yeah.
Okay.
It's territory of.
Right.
So I had to turn my phone sideways, so it kind of all grew up like that.
Now
So-
and now you just lost a bunch of comments.
And Josh and Josh said, "You're welcome. Trump ended that war."
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
It actually
Considering it happened when he wasn't in office. It's very good.
It sounds like Biden did, but you know,
Right.
that could be Biden's accomplishment as
He ended the whiskey war between
ended the
Canada
whiskey
and Denmark.
war
Okay.
between the superpowers of Canada and Denmark.
We might have to upgrade, correct his Wikipedia page.
I think we should.
Okay.
I think we should. Wars that ended during Biden's
there
administration.
you go.
The whiskey war of Canada and Denmark. I'm glad. And as far as the casualty list,
I was going to ask that.
it is at 0 still to this day.
However, over those 20 or 39 years, there were a lot of dead soldiers.
Yes, there were a lot of dead soldiers in the
Empty
shape
bottles.
of bottles,
Right, in the empty bottles.
in the Canadian mist world. So, by the way, that was my cough medicine when I was a kid.
Whiskey?
It was Canadian mist. It was awful. My dad, someone gave him a bottle. He never drank it. He was more of a Jack Daniels guy. And my dad wasn't a drinker. I drank more probably this year than my dad did his entire lifetime. But he would have a bottle of Jack there, and we had a bottle of Canadian mist that I swear lasted. It I think it was like a triple. It just reproduced itself. But if we had a really nasty cough and couldn't get to sleep, that's what we got.
Yeah, Canadian mist is a little
Another
sweet.
difference between Gen X and Gen Z. So
Yeah,
give them some whiskey.
we didn't have any Benadryl when we were younger.
Nope.
All right.
So all right. You have
Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire, and I have Lincoln Memorial. What is your other one you
The
have?
history of confetti.
History of confetti. I love confetti cake.
Okay.
So I think that's one of the best cupcakes out there is confetti cupcake.
A lot of colored
It
sprinkles.
makes it confetti makes it, candy confetti makes it a little more partyish.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
Okay.
I got lost in that tangent. All right, Blake.
Which we seldom do.
No, we never do that. I think the Red Bull kicked in.
Yeah, you got a long night ahead. Well, so do I, as a matter of fact. We got another event to play with.
We still got trivia tonight, and so it's my long day after several long days.
Really? Right.
So, Blake, what you got?
Let's go with the Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
All right. Buckle up for this one, and I mean almost literally. The world has been rumbling a lot in the last couple of weeks. As a matter of fact, I got them all here. Since the 29th of July, there's been a multitude of earthquakes over 6, magnitude of 6, plus a couple in New Jersey that were just nothing in comparison.
Yeah.
Most of them centered around the Kamchatka Peninsula for you Risk players out there.
Kamchatka
Yeah,
Peninsula.
Kamchatka. It's one of the places you want to get
I
in
never
Risk.
played Risk as a
Neither
kid.
did I.
Yeah.
You know.
Just wasn't in our and because I didn't play it, that means Blake didn't get that one handed down either.
I think it was probably a
Yeah.
precursor to Dungeons and Dragons of some nature without less orcs and 14-sided
Well,
or
I was a
12-sided dice.
little disappointed when I was reading about the Whiskey Wars
Mm-hmm.
that Hans Island did not appear as one of the areas in the game of Risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Nor
that.
did it belong to Han Solo.
No, it did not.
Sorry. I definitely know that was a little bit disappointing though.
Okay.
But the islands state bird is the Millennial Falcon.
Excellent. All right. So the Ring of Fire, which is basically the land that encircles the Pacific Ocean, is some of the most earthquake and volcanically active territories on the planet. It also confuses me, and I'll get to that in a minute, because there's other places that have had massive earthquakes that are nowhere near this. But there are, as of May 2nd, 2025, there's 47 volcanoes that are in active eruption status in the Ring of Fire.
Okay.
All right.
So it's volcanoes
And then earthquakes
that come,
Yeah.
that come with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. In the Cascade Range, which is, the Pacific Northwest, Mount Rainier is rumbling. Mount St. Helens is rumbling again. Yep.
That
Yep. And Mount Hood. And they're tied to smaller earthquakes and volcanic activities that experts suspect there's a connection.
All right. What is Mount McKinley called right now?
Mount McKinley. He changed it back from Denali.
Well, yes. So I believe it was changed to from Denali, then back.
Why
to
did it get
McKinley.
changed to Denali?
Because that was the Native American name, and the people in Alaska said, we want to call it what the people that lived here called it, not what some president said, I like my name better.
You think McKinley named it himself?
Probably not. He was dead. He was dead by then.
Come on, man.
Could have been Teddy. Could have been Teddy as the way to say thanks for the presidency for dying on me.
Yeah, and so the Native Americans changed it to Denali.
Well, the people of Alaska, and I guess the National Geographic Survey did. So it was Denali. Denali is the native language name for that mountain.
They can call it whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. Well, they did for many, many years until President Trump said, "Yeah, let's go
gonna
back
be
to McKinley." Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mount McKinley.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
And wasn't McKinley the big tariff guy that he's emulating?
Yes, it was.
I thought Andrew
Yeah.
Jackson started the tariffs,
Well,
but yeah,
yeah,
McKinley
but
had some too.
McKinley made him successful at the turn
Yeah.
of the century to
Yeah.
take us out of some.
Well, Jackson
confrontation.
did too.
Yeah.
Jackson, to pay for the War of 1812 or whatever, he basically made it happen too.
All right,
What do
so,
we got?
So here's what it says. So
It's
basically,
from the school, from Anastasia Diner. Oh wait,
yeah, here. So basically, so it says.
I love those placemats.
All right, so the mountain was unofficially named Mount McKinley in 1896 by a gold prospector. Then 1917 by Woodrow Wilson at the time. It was
Made it official.
Official to made William McKinley. In 1975, the state government in Alaska recognized Denali as the official name of the mountain, but was still called McKinley by the federal government until 2015.
so the Native Americans called it Denali all along, and then they changed it.
Yes.
And then in 2015, you said it became Denali
Yes.
for a brief
Yes.
and shining time.
Yes, but at the time as well, the state government of Alaska, the state government in Alaska wanted the federal government to rename it back to Denali.
Yeah.
Okay, the state asked for it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're renaming military bases for euphemistically Confederate generals, and we're putting up new signs again.
Yeah.
yeah,
And,
so
it's
and
like, you know,
the state
so,
of
yeah.
Hawaii, state of Hawaii is now back to sandwich.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
So
If Jason Momoa had anything to do about it, he's unifying them again.
yeah,
Now-
the Sandwich Islands.
Sandwich Islands, you bet.
But wait, hold on, though, Lenny. But there is a little bit of asterisk to like the whole Confederate bases going back to their original name, because Fort Bragg, like it used to be named after the Confederate general. Now it's named after a different U.S. Army guy that just has so happened to be the last name Bragg.
Hence why I said euphemistically, because they had to go dig and find somebody with the same name who had some notoriety, whether it was a medal or a Medal of Honor recipient, or did something like was in the Army for 20 years with the same name, so that they could go back to the original name but not have it really be for a Connecticut trader. So
Yeah.
anyway,
All right. Ring of Fire.
back to the Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire.
Where's Johnny Cash when you need
We're
him?
talking
Okay.
volcanoes and rumbles.
Earthquakes. So in Alaska, and this you guys are going to love this one. There's a rumbling mountain volcano in Alaska called Mount St. Augustine,
Oh, okay.
which is on Augustine Island,
Okay.
which is in the Cook Channel in the middle of the Aleutians.
All right.
And,
so it's way out there.
Oh yeah, and
Which
there's
hemisphere is it in?
that one,
Okay. So it's in the east.
right?
We're in the west.
northern.
Well, no, we're in. I mean, I guess hemisphere. It's hemisphere. East and western hemisphere.
Northern southern hemisphere.
No, and there's northern. Obviously, that's in the northern part.
Right,
Because
okay.
Alaska is the northernmost, easternmost, and westernmost. Because in the Aleutians, it crosses
They keep
over.
going, right? Exactly.
So I'm just wondering if this one's in the other.
It's, you know what? It may not be because it's all the way up in the crotch of the Cook
So
channel.
it's close to the Cook channel. Okay, it's probably in. Yeah.
So I don't know how far that up is. Interestingly enough, they would have done very, very well in the Alaskan Canadian whiskey wars because the island is the volcanic cone,
Okay.
uninhabited, and it's St. Augustine. It's Augustine Island, and it's Mount St. Augustine, and it has a tendency to go boom a lot.
You think I can buy that island for like $6
Maybe.
and never go there?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to go there once you have
No,
it?
I mean if it's only cost me $6, I can go just so I can brag I owned an island.
All right. Well, and then
I own St. Augustine Island.
passports,
Yeah.
stamps,
Yeah.
visas.
Yeah,
Nice.
I
I
got
like
it.
that. I
I
like
got it.
that.
Yeah, just
all right.
never actually go there. It's too freaking cold.
All right. Do you want to guess where exactly do you want to guess is this volcano south or north of Alaska? Do you want to guess?
It's in the middle of Alaska. It's on the eastern side. It's up at the Aleutians.
Aleutians start going out.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's closer to Canada.
Yeah, it's definitely more like to the south of Alaska though.
Of the mainland
Well,
portion.
it's at the head of the Aleutian.
It's
the Aleutian archipelago.
Yeah. It starts off it's the Key Largo of the Aleutians.
There you go. Exactly.
So for
By the way,
those
there's-
Florida people.
And the Aleutian archipelago, 57 volcanoes on the Aleutian archipelago,
Yeah.
which is interesting because there's 169 volcanoes in the United States. 57 of them in the Aleutian archipelago. 50 of those 169 volcanoes have been active since, and you'll enjoy this terminology, 1760, which counts as historical times.
Historical times.
That's what the article said, yeah. Notable activity, but considered within expected range. Mount St. Augustine, however, erupted in 1883, 1935, 1963 and 64, 1976, 1986, 2005, and 2006. It is not a dormant volcano. It is actually a stratovolcano with lava domes.
And
Not to be confused with the Thunderdome.
And that's Mount
St.
St. Augustine on the island of
Augustine.
Augustine. No
Correct.
saint.
No, it's Augustine Island.
Okay.
So there you go. But stuff is going on. Alaska, we have that one going. Indonesia has seismic swarms that have been going on since July 8th. Kilauea has still got lava effusions with an E. And in Kamchatka, over on the far eastern Russia, place is rumbling like mad. They had the 8.8 earthquake, followed by a volcanic eruption that hadn't erupted in 600 years. It's erupting.
And I'm sure a lot of people are saying this is global warming that's creating this. Because
the experts are saying this is, much ado about nothing.
Is it blaming it on the cow's ass this time?
I don't think they're blaming it on anything
some
other
of
than the ground.
Some of the stuff that I hear,
Yeah.
I mean, they blame it on pretty much anything that's out there. So, and they're saying that there was a 2.7 in New Jersey today.
Followed by there was a 2.7 today, excuse me, and there was a 3.0 on the second. So there's two in the same general vicinity in Jersey.
Would a 2.7? Would you feel that, or would it be like a train? A train in the distance. You only feel it when you're inside the house.
You might feel the ground give you a little bit of rumble. I remember there was one when I was in the city council in New York where there was an earthquake. Westchester, Connecticut, Long Island, and the entire city hall was shaken, and everybody had to evacuate the building. It was pretty wacky.
So you have been in an earthquake there,
and in Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah. I was in an earthquake in Palm Springs, and I got to my hotel late. So this would have been probably 1990, and I went out there. I was trying to get St. Augustine to host a national tournament. So it might have been 91, 92. But I go out there, and I was like, it felt like a train. I've been around trains my entire life, and it felt like a train went by. I was like, oh wow, I didn't expect a hotel this nice. 'Cause I was staying in a nice hotel.
Right.
It's Palm Springs.
Yeah, right. Hard not to.
And the county was paying.
But still.
And I was staying in this hotel, and I was like, wow. And I go in the bathroom, and the light had worked the night before, and the light didn't work because it shook just enough to mess up the filaments in the light.
Oh, okay.
And I went downstairs and said, hey, if you get a chance, my bathroom light needs to be changed. Something happened. to it between last night and tonight, and they're like, "Oh, did you feel the earthquake?" I had no idea.
Well, you're an East Coaster, and in the West Coast, they're used to that
I
shit.
had no idea.
Yeah.
That I was like, "Oh," they said, "Oh yeah, that probably is what caused that." So I didn't even think about light bulbs with earthquakes being affected.
Well, I don't know that they would affect LEDs.
I don't know if they would either.
Yeah. But, when you have that filament and, because if you rattle a light bulb sometimes, and if it's loose, it'll go. But just since the 29th, and a lot of this volcanic activity, which is a little frightening if you lived in Kamchatka, the Yuzhno-Sakhalink volcano, 6.9 and 6.2 earthquakes on the 29th of July. Another one, 6.4.
Those are big ones, yeah.
6.4 on the 30th. On the 31st, there was 6.2 in there, and then a 4.3 in Fontana, California, which is on the other side of the Ring of Fire.
Okay.
The 8.2 on the second, we had the 3.0 in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey.
Yeah.
On the third, there was a 6.4 in the Pacific Arctic Ridge, so that was in the ocean. And then again, this Russian area had a 6.8. Then the next day, a 6.2.
Too many numbers, killing me.
2.7. Well, then you had one. We'll come to the Dominican Republic.
You lost too many numbers. I glazed over.
All right.
We'll
wake you back up again.
I glazed over. Numbers. I love my man Mark Bailey.
Yeah.
And he came in and talked about insurance, and he started throwing out numbers.
Oh, yeah.
I realized at that point that we can't give more than 4 numbers at a time.
you fall asleep?
And I was completely engaged in it.
Right.
And then when you got to 6.4, 6.8, you lost me.
I'm just saying that there have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 earthquakes in the last week.
Okay.
And a lot of them have been big.
Big ones. Yeah,
big.
Over 6 is big.
Yeah.
And a lot of those tsunamis and stuff like that are caused by earthquakes. And,
Correct.
Thing. But we're talking about, like, we were joking about global warming and global all this other stuff. But wasn't it an earthquake and the plume that created the ice age that killed the dinosaurs?
Well, you get some global winter action happening when the cloud of ash blots out the sun for a while, and then the temperature drops
and
precipitously.
I think that's what happened. The volcano that erupted that was like a similar situation to this. There was a series of them, but there was one big one that basically devastated that entire continent.
Well, I've got good news for you. Everybody knows that there's the Yellowstone caldera and there's a supervolcano under Yellowstone. Don't worry. First of all, it only erupts once every 750,000 years.
When was the last time it erupted? So it was 748 or 49,800 whatever it is.
631,000 years ago. So we got about 100,000 years if it stays on average.
I don't think I'm going to make that one.
But it's also not a big problem because the magma chamber is only 5 to 15% molten.
Okay.
And the rest of it is, 85% of it is solidified.
Magma.
So if it goes, it's not going to go poof.
It'll just go.
It's still hot.
It'll still go.
Right.
And then drizzle out.
Right. It's still hot, but still. So yeah. So we don't have to worry about that one at least, which is kind of nice.
Not for another 100,000 years.
Correct. We'll come back and we'll do that in our next 46 lives.
So it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on for sure. So
well, somebody will, but it won't be us.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean this series of.
Yeah,
earthquakes.
I mean it's and
think
it's
of like in New Jersey. I don't think of the East Coast having earthquakes, but it was an earthquake that shut down the Washington Monument for so long because
it sway.
And it actually they had to repair it.
Yeah.
So because it cracked it.
See, but this is my question. Some of the most devastating earthquakes have happened in Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Italy, Greece, and they're nowhere near the Ring of Fire. Those are so far away from it that it's kind of spooky. And those are where you've got villages fall off of hills over there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that that's unrelated. But apparently the seismologists and the volcanologists, I guess is what it is.
Vulcans.
Yeah. Live long and prosper. There you go. are saying, yeah, it's business as usual.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep our eye on it and see, because we get a couple more of these 8 plus, because the earthquakes go in rings of magnitude. You know, so like a 3 is 10 times
Bobby
less.
said, weren't meteorites responsible for the elimination? There was several different
Theories?
eliminations of dinosaurs. There were different theories of different dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs, I think they were only here for like 160,000 years or something like that. But
Yeah,
a
and there
different,
was
but
60,000 years ago,
there's
yeah.
different variations of it. So there was multiple. There was meteorites. There was volcanoes.
Ice ages.
Yeah, but it was whatever it was, and it might have been the meteorite and the plume that came from that. But I think that I heard that it was the plume from a volcano, and the meteorite might have caused the volcanoes to create the plumes.
Well, after Krakatoa, which I keep forgetting, I think it's east of Java. It's
I
west of
cracked
Java.
my toe when I was on the Appalachian. I did.
If I had a shear, I could have just nipped it right off for you.
Oh yeah, no, I felt like it needed to be.
Okay.
So if I
But Krakatoa put up such a big plume that, again, global temperature dropped 2 to 3 degrees after that. So.
Yeah, that's an interesting road. I-15 runs along the side of the San Andreas from Southern California to Idaho.
That's why you want waterfront property, buy in Vegas.
Yeah. Arizona would be fine. All right. We got Lincoln Memorial, and what's your other one?
History of confetti.
History of confetti. All right. Blake, which way are we going?
Let's go history of confetti.
All right, we're doing history of confetti, but first I want to talk about the fire on I-95 today.
Okay.
It just it's unfortunate we did get to talk to the driver of that fire. I was returning my rental car that I had to get in South Carolina because the RV I was driving broke down.
As we all know.
And
Yep.
I forgot to get gas, so you don't want to pay your $6 a gallon or whatever it is for gas. So I was running up the Circle K. When I drove by, no fire. When I went back to get gas,
In Fuego.
so I pull over, start filming. The fire was so hot that it entirely incinerated the truck in the front, where it made it look like it was just the trailer.
Wow.
Isn't that what it looked like, Blake?
Yeah, it like
Is this a semi?
Yeah, it was a semi truck.
It melted the cab.
The entire
did.
cab was gone, and when I first got out of the car,
It's hot.
there was some pretty big booms. My fireman friend, Captain Jack, texted and said those booms were the tires exploding from the heat. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But we went up there, and the second time we drove by, I looked at and saw a gentleman on the side of the road, and I was like, I bet that's the driver. So we went over and checked on him and said, hey, how did it all get going? And he said it actually started in his cab, and he had to pull over and get out.
Right.
He had both shoes on.
I was going to ask.
He had on both
was
shoes.
gonna ask.
So he didn't Blake it. But too soon, Blake? I feel like that was too soon.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay. But he was nice enough to talk to us. We asked him if he wanted to go. He didn't want to go in there, and I completely understood that. It was major concern for what he had just. I mean, I'm sure that.
What was in the
trauma-
trailer?
It was like a tech company or something like that.
So basically, the company is like a logistics company. So that
They shred papers. Is that what they do?
I don't exactly know, but I believe it's more like a hire for like to move company more like specifically like anything. So it's kind of like an XPO,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Listen, no one was hurt. We actually got there before the fire department got there. Law enforcement had already blocked the road, so I-95 northbound was completely blocked for over an hour.
Where were you returning the car to?
Enterprise out there.
It was actually at the Beaux-Arts Ford campus.
Okay.
There's an Enterprise at the Beaux-Arts Ford campus, and they were super nice. Excellent job. And the people yesterday in Columbia or in Orangeburg, South Carolina, those guys were busy.
Yeah.
At Enterprise, and they said Mondays and Fridays are their busiest day, and they were. I'm telling you, they were earning their keep
I wonder if it was a lot of people that had come in for the race.
for
the racetrack.
The most.
No. Well, we're in
I don't
Columbia,
think so,
South
no.
Carolina.
Okay.
That was
So,
4 hours north. So
Okay.
yeah, that was in Bristol.
Yep.
Um,
Cheaper rates when you're not near an event. Shop around.
Yeah. So no, it was, you could hear a lot of the people's stories with car troubles and the people did different traveling experiences and stuff. So, all right, back to confetti.
Been around for a while, and it may not be what you think of it because there's two different types of confetti. There's the paper stuff that becomes kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Very annoying if you are a producer at a concert.
Yeah, gotta sweep it up or vacuum it up.
Billy Goat it.
Yeah, or just get a wind broom and give it to your neighbor.
Yeah, Billy Goat it.
Okay.
We have this big machine that's called a Billy Goat, and
Okay.
it just
It's a
sucks,
sucker. Yeah,
sucks
okay.
everything up.
Okay. But confetti's been around. It was mentioned in the Decameron in the 1300s, but the oldest and most continually operated confetti factory is the Polino factory, which is in Solmara in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Been there since 1783, and they invented machines to do it. They're still using the variation of those machines.
Cool.
And confetti in Italian means candied almonds in Italian, and they're traditional wedding favors for guests. They symbolize the bittersweetness of married life. And it's interesting because the Polino factory makes pure confetti. It's almonds and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
If you think you're getting a knockoff, put the almond in a glass of water, and if the water gets cloudy, there's starch in the process, and if it stays clear, you're good.
Okay.
And then they add coloring to it. It's like they're like big cement mixers. They put the almonds in, they put the sugar in, they put the coloring in, and they just roll around and roll around and roll around and coat them.
Okay.
But they make beautiful, beautiful things out of them. They'll make floral arrangements, and it's like the Jordan almonds that you would get at the end of a wedding. That little sack of stuff that some people eat and some people go, "What the hell are these?"
I didn't know what that was.
It's a Jordan almond.
I didn't know you could eat them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to crack through the sugar coating without breaking the tooth, but yes.
Yeah, that's probably why I never tried it.
But these guys have been making them in the facility, and if you put 5 confetti, which are 5 individual things together in a bouquet, it signifies fertility, long life, health, wealth, and happiness.
Okay.
3 confetti
And
together.
diabetes.
Right. 3 confetti. Well, you eat a lot of them to get that, but yeah. Yeah. 3 signifies
depends who
a
you
couple and a child.
How good your pancreas is.
That's true. Your Isles of Langhorne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 1 confetti is indivisibility of the spouses, because these are all wedding favors in particular.
Okay.
So 1 is indivisibility of the spouses, 3 is the couple and a child, and the 5 is the fertility, long life, health, wealth, and happiness.
Okay.
That have morphed
I
into.
didn't know confetti was that deep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just
A lot
like confetti cupcakes.
Gotta broaden your horizons there, man.
I'm
Come on.
good with just my confetti cupcakes.
All right. The paper confetti came as a byproduct of the nesting paper for silkworms.
Okay, you got to repeat that again. You lost me in that conversation.
Okay.
The nesting what of silkworms?
Paper.
Nesting paper?
An Italian businessman, Enrico Mangili, developed the first paper confetti for use in Milan parades in 1975. He did so by gathering up the punched-out pieces of paper left over from silkworm bedding devices. This new paper confetti was much cheaper and safer than other objects tossed in Milan parades, which used to be mud and eggs and things like that for a while.
That doesn't sound like a good ticker tape.
No, it wasn't ticker tape either. They started in the 14th century, in the 1300s.
I thought ticker tape parades were mostly confetti, but they're really
Well, that's
not.
because there's not ticker tape anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, in my brain,
Right.
I had that as, that's just a big confetti parade, not a ticker
Well, it
tape
is now.
parade.
Well, actually, you know what? They use shredded paper now. They use shredder.
Yeah.
They use shredder stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want to get secrets, you go
Are
out
they
and-
allowed to do those anymore? It's probably too much pollution, right?
Well, the Kenyan and Heroes, they'll sweep it up. The sanitation bill becomes very large after that, and sometimes they bill people for it. Sometimes.
Have you ever been to a ticker tape parade? I've never been.
No, I've seen them on TV.
Yeah.
I was too young when the Mets won, and I don't go to Yankee victories, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, no. But now a lot of the office buildings, the windows don't even open. So you have to find the old office buildings so the window can open, and they use shredded paper instead of ticker tape.
Yeah.
Ticker tape used to be out of the ticker machines, the stock ticker machines.
All right. Melissa said they used to throw mud. That's what you got out of that.
That's what she said.
I heard throw eggs and mud, and I was focusing on the eggs.
Right.
And she focused on the mud.
And candy and coins and fruit. Yeah. Mud balls.
I got locked in on the eggs thing. I was like, that does not sound like a good parade to me. I do not want to be the parade marshal on that one.
Well, in 1597, city governor of Milan, Juan Fernandez, banned the use of mud and egg tossing because at the time it was a protest against the affluent.
Oh.
But he also banned squirt guns as well.
Well, you and I would be fine.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
We would be throwing the eggs and not receiving the eggs.
Until I win the Powerball tomorrow, and then I will get a raincoat.
I bought my tickets today. I'm pretty sure I have the winner.
Well, if not you, if not me, then you.
The studio is going to move to Marineland.
Right.
So, my house will be at Marineland.
Longer drive, right.
We'll have a school at Marineland. We might, double the population of the city of Marineland, which I think is at 6.
6? I thought it was in the teens, but okay.
Yeah. I think a family moved out.
Oh, well, there you go. Knocked it right in half.
The Waltons moved out.
Knocked it right in half.
So.
Yeah. So confetti, it's in Italy, it's a popular holiday candy, and it's used for weddings.
What is the origin of the word confetti? Do we have that?
Yeah, candied almond in Italian.
Candy almond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all it means. Candy almond. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll go to my Google Translate.
Came a long way from a candied almond. So.
Let's see what it says here. Where's my?
All right.
But that was interesting because
that's cool stuff.
And there's some beautiful stuff that they do, and it's not inexpensive either to make these things nowadays.
Yeah.
Where is my translation?
No, I mean you can get a confetti cupcake from Betty Crocker for like $4. And I do my cake right out of the box. All right, I have Lincoln Memorial. And do you have anything else, or are we just going to end on Lincoln Memorial?
We got 10 minutes, so I'll let you go.
All right, Lincoln Memorial.
I like the Lincoln Memorial.
All right, you said it's one of your favorite memorials, so I found 10 interesting facts about the Lincoln Memorial. First one, it opened nearly 60 years after Lincoln's assassination. So it authorized in 1867 construction of the monument on the U.S. Capitol grounds, 1867. All right.
It was pretty close after they knocked him off.
Yeah, he died in 65. So 2 years after it is when they said
we're going to 64. I always get that wrong.
Yeah. No, the war ended, and like 2 weeks later, bam. You want to go to the theater? Nah, I'm good.
It's like the show, Mrs. Lincoln.
Yeah. Besides that, how was the show? But it was Clark Mills designed a memorial tiered like a wedding cake and was cluttered with a dozen statues on top with bronze depiction of Lincoln signing the Emancipation Proclamation. That was the first design. Boom, gone.
Right.
All right. Fundraising, however, sputtered during Reconstruction, and the project fizzled. So it was not until 1911 that Congress approved $2 million to build the National Monument. And after 3 years of debate over the location and the design, the construction process got slowed because of World War I, and it didn't open until 1922. Okay? All right.
Say anything about the hidden chambers?
Yes, that's one of the 10 facts that's in there.
Yeah.
The several designs were rejected. A gentleman who his last name is Pope, John Russell Pope, who actually ended up designing the Jefferson Memorial. Mm-hmm. His design was rejected. They ended up going with Henry Bacon. In his design, it's kind of after the Parthenon in Athens.
It's got the colonnade.
Is the way it was. But one of the Pope's designs was like a Mayan temple with a massive eternal flame at the top. So, nope, that one didn't happen. Bacon won. All right. Here's something, the irony. There's several ironies in these 10. A former Confederate officer broke ground on the Lincoln Memorial. The monument's groundbreaking in 1914. Lincoln Memorial commissioned Joseph Blackburn, and Joseph Blackburn was from Kentucky, native state of Kentucky, and he was in the U.S. Congress for nearly 30 years. But Blackburn served as a lieutenant colonel in the Confederate Army during the Civil War.
He must have been mighty old then.
Yeah, so he had to be a pretty old dude.
Well, wait a second. Was that the groundbreaking in?
In 1914.
Okay, not the one in the 1860s.
No, not the one in the 1860s. Yeah, no, I think it was that would have been
A little too close.
too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And his statement was, "This memorial will show that Lincoln is now regarded as the greatest of all Americans," the former Confederate officer said at a simple groundbreaking ceremony, and that he is so held by the South as well as the North. So he basically was trying to take that away.
And fences. Yeah.
All right, memorial walls and columns are tilted inward because it's on such precarious land.
A little spongy.
So the memorial is not symmetrical. It's an optical illusion, and it kind of tilts inward a little bit when you're there. Lincoln's hands have symbolic meanings. Do you know what the meanings were? Do you remember this one?
I don't, but one of them might be sign language for peace or something like that.
Actually, he has one hand that's open. His left hand is open to symbolize his determination to see the Civil War through the conclusion, and his right hand, his left hand is clenched to symbolize his determination in the Civil War, and his right hand is open to represent the desire to welcome the vanquished Confederacy back into the Union.
Okay, hence the guy breaking the ground.
Without vengeance.
Right.
Without vengeance, yeah. So, number 6 on this list, 6 brothers carved Lincoln's statue in the Bronx.
Nice.
It was in the Bronx.
Big truck to move.
French, the guy who actually came up with the final design.
Daniel French?
I believe that was it.
Yeah, he does a lot of the
Daniel
carvings
French.
on the coins.
Yep,
Yeah.
Daniel French.
Yeah.
He hired these 6 brothers, immigrant brothers from Italy,
Naturally.
and they chiseled 28 blocks of white Georgia marble, and they already renowned for carvings in New York Stock Exchange and Washington Square Arch in Greenwich Village. I'm going to ruin this name. The Piccirilli brothers carved the slabs in a workshop in New York in the borough of the Bronx.
Nice.
And then they took those 28 blocks and
Glued
put
them
them
together.
Duct tape.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. This is the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
A giant underground chamber sits beneath Lincoln's statues. The foundation's as deep as 65 feet in some spots, and they were built on the bedrock. The 3-story basement is known as the Undercroft, sits below the memorial's pink Tennessee marble floor. The cellar does not contain any secrets, but it has stalactites, the hangy things from caves.
Little pointy things that point down.
Ceiling in the cave-like area, and cartoons are scrawled by the memorial's builders that cover the pillars. So the pillars that are down there, there's lots of graffiti and different. Yeah, I'm sure.
Kilroy was here.
Kilroy was here. That's exactly where I was going. Number 8, a corrected typo can be seen on its walls. I did not know this one, and now I have to look for it. I've never seen this before. A worker who possibly grabbed the wrong stencil accidentally chiseled instead of future, it says future, an E instead of an F. So I think he grabbed the E instead of the F when he was doing the stencil in the etchings of the words of Lincoln's second inaugural address into the memorial's north wall, although the bottom of the E was filled in to correct the flub before the memorial's dedication. Remnants of the misspelling can still be spotted by the naked eye.
Are all 50 states carved into the top of it? All 50?
They're along the top.
But all 50?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're along the top.
Because it was finished before there were 50 states.
Yeah, it was actually, it was finished when there was just 48.
Yeah. So I was wondering if they had it in Hawaii and Alaska.
And it actually started when there was like 46.
Yeah.
So, all right, here you go. This one to me is just, okay, come on, guys, get this crap right. The dedication of the ceremony for the memorial was racially segregated. While Confederate veterans were given seats of honor and ushered black spectators far from the monument behind the rope barrier to segregate them from the white onlookers.
Well, Marian Anderson and Martin Luther King took care of that.
Yeah. So
They made
they made it what it is.
Yep.
And Weeb Dubois of Tuskegee basically said the conditions which confronted us as a race were most shameful, with this. And all right, this one happened, it looks like in 1942. Friendly fire struck the Lincoln Memorial in World War II to protect Washington D.C. from possible German aerial attacks during World War II. The Army installed anti-aircraft guns at strategic locations around the nation's capital, including the rooftop of buildings lining the National Mall. Okay. In September of 1942, a crew accidentally fired 4 rounds from one of the guns. 3 errant shots struck the Lincoln Memorial's facade above the entrance. Luckily, no visitors were injured, but 1 round left a lasting scar after gouging out a piece of marble the size of a baseball.
No.
Whoops.
See, if they built it out of coquina, it would have just absorbed it.
It just would have went in.
Yep.
It just would have went in. So that was where I knew you like that was one of your favorite monuments. And I started to do, and what started me down this
Jefferson, yeah.
Yes. What started me down this rabbit hole was the quote, you can't believe everything you see on the internet, and the quotes by Abraham Lincoln. So that's how this whole rabbit hole started for me today. And that's how my brain works. I know yours does the same.
Oh yeah. You try to get in my stream of consciousness, and you better have a life preserver.
All right. Well, you know what? We're at the end, and we got to get, because I got to go make copies for the big sheets. I talk too much.
But when you look at a $5 bill, ladies and gentlemen, get a magnifying glass or zoom in.
Take a picture of it. Take a picture, and then blow it up, and it has all the states.
You can read the states' names in the top. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.